discussed about functions, right? Let me recap for 10 minutes.
This call is now being recorded.
Let us see. Let us see just what is the syntax and what is the default arguments you pass to functions. Just for 10 minutes, let us recap previous class topic. See here default arguments. First see the example. Just see the example. See the syntax of function. You will understand. Already in previous class we have seen, right? Sorry, here I forgot to keep colon. You need to keep colon here. See colon. Okay. See def keyword. You need to use the def keyword. Next function name. This is function name. Just a recap. Next, you need to pass arguments. These are the parameter list. And next, you need to give colon, okay? See, this colon represents starting of the function block, okay? Function suit. See, all these statements inside the function, you need to give some spaces. After some spaces only, you need to write the statements. Okay, if you write these statements after giving some spaces, that means indentation. You need to follow some indentation. After some indentation, if you give that statements, then all those statements belongs to function. See here. See, after some space, you have given these statements, right? All these statements belongs to function addition, okay? Function addition. Now, see here, this statement, here you didn't give any indentation, okay? Spaces, you didn't give any spaces. That means this statement does not belongs to addition function. Remember that after defining the function, after function definition, inside that you need to write some spaces. After some spaces, you need to write the statements. That means all those statements belongs to function, belongs to that function. Okay, now let us see. Once again, see the syntax, how you need to write colon. Here you need to give colon. Execution starts from here, okay? Execution starts from here. Now see, default arguments. See, as I said earlier, default argument, see here, this is invalid. Okay, this is invalid. How you are saying this is invalid? Because if you want to give some default arguments, you need to assign from right side. Okay, first you need to assign for y. Addition. X comma y equal to 0. Okay, like this you need to give. You should not give x equal to 0. By default, it is 0. You should not give x equal to 0. You can give like this, y equal to 0. After assigning y, you can assign to x equal to 0. Like that you can give. This is invalid. Next, see this one. You are passing some default arguments. You are passing some default arguments to the function. Now see here, how you are giving x comma y equal to 1 comma z. You are passing like this. To addition function, you are passing x comma y equal to 1. This is a default argument. This is a default argument. You are passing it. Here this is invalid. Why you are saying this is invalid? Because you need to assign from right side only. First z must be assigned and next y must be assigned and next x must be assigned. Okay, you need to follow some rules. Otherwise compiler will generate error. Now next one. See this one, last one. Again you are passing like this. X equal to 0, y comma z. Okay, this is invalid. You are passing the arguments like this. Here you are using default argument. You are using default argument. You are using default argument x equal to 0, comma y, comma z. Here, from right side you need to assign, right? From left side you should not assign. After assigning z, you need to assign y. After assigning y, you need to assign x. This is invalid. Next. Next, see here. Today's topic is arrays. Now, you know what is meant by array, right? Array is nothing but it is a collection of elements, same type of elements. Single variable can hold multiple values of same type. This is the array definition. Once again, see what is an array. Already you know what is meant by array. What are the advantages of array? What are the disadvantages of the array? Already you have learned in C, Java, all those things, right? Array is nothing but it is a variable which holds multiple values of same type, and all the values will occupy continuous memory locations. Okay, this is an array, right? One second. Ten, 20, 30, 40. Array name is A. See here, this is an array. A is a variable which holds multiple. It is a special variable which will hold. It is not basic variable, right? Like integer, float. This is not a basic type of variable. Here, array is a variable which will hold multiple values of same type only. You cannot give different types of values like integer, float, string, like that you cannot give. If you want to give, if you want to store, you can store only integers only. You can store only floats. You can store only strings, like that. Only similar type of data. And here it will, all the values will occupy continuous memory locations. Index starts from 0, 1, 2, so on up to size -1. Now, already you have seen list, right? List. Then what is the difference between list and array? You know that list is also list also stores multiple types of values, right? Just like array, list also will store multiple types of values. You know already we have discussed about list. Then what is the difference between this array and the list? Let us see what is the difference between this array and the list. See here. See list, how to define the list, how to create the list. Some variable, some variable, some variable equal to open square brackets, close square brackets. Inside that you can provide some elements separated by commas. Here in list, you can give different types of elements. Not you can give same types of elements like all integers. You can give same type of elements like all floats. You can give same type of elements like all strings. You can give like this also, and you can give different types of elements also. Okay, see here. This is an integer. This is a float. This is a float. And this element is a string, right? In list you can give mixed type of values, but coming to arrays you cannot give mixed type of values. If you want to provide, you can provide only integers, only floats. Okay, like that only you can provide. This is the first difference. Next difference is, okay, once again see what is the difference between array and list in Python. Array is also used to store multiple values. List is also used to store multiple values. But what is the difference? List can store different types of values. Array can store only similar types of values only. This is the first difference. Next. See, remember in Python, everything is considered as an object. List is an object. Array is an object. See, for example, variable name equal to 10. This is a value, right? This is a value. But coming to Python, Python will consider this integer 10 also as an object. Okay, everything is an object in Python. Remember that. Now, second difference. Let us see. First difference, we have seen difference between array and list, right? What is the second difference between array and list? Second difference. First difference is it can hold. Okay, first difference completed. Second difference. So what is the difference between list and array? Here, array list. First, let us see list and then array. List occupy more space than array. Okay, more space than array. Array will occupy less space than list. Okay, this is the next difference. See the next difference. First difference is list can hold multiple values of mixed types, and array can hold multiple values of same type. What is the next difference? List occupy more space when compared to array. And next, array will occupy less space when compared to list. This is the second difference. Next, let us see what is the next difference between array and the list. Remember, list and array will be used to store multiple values only. Next difference. Let us see what is the next difference between array and list. Execution speed when compared to list. See, I'm talking about list. When compared to list and array, when comparing list with array, execution speed of list is low. When slow. Okay, sorry, slow. When compared with array, execution speed of the list is very slow. When comparing array with list, execution speed of array is high when compared with list. This is the difference between array and the list. And syntax is also different. Okay, these are the difference between list and array. Is it clear, students? Did you understand what is the difference between the list and array? Is it clear? Did you understand? మా అర్థమైందండి. What is the difference between list and array? List and array, did you understand? Please respond. మా అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us see here in Python. To create arrays in Python, to create arrays, you need to use the NumPy package because using this package, you can do scientific calculations, you can create the arrays, and you can do operations on these arrays also with very easily because it provides many predefined functions. Okay. See here, NumPy is a package working arrays with NumPy. Using NumPy, you can create n-dimensional arrays, 1D array, 2D array, 3D array, ND array, n-dimensional arrays you can create using this NumPy. What is this NumPy? See, this NumPy is numerical Python. This is a package. This is a package which deals with n-dimensional arrays. So you can create arrays using NumPy. See, what are the features of the NumPy? NumPy is a package. Okay, you need see if you want to create arrays, you need to import NumPy. Okay, NumPy package you need to import, which contains the classes, objects, everything will be imported into your program. Now see what are the features of NumPy. It is a very powerful object. Okay, it is used to create n-dimensional array. Sorry, NumPy is a package, right? Sorry, NumPy is a package. NumPy is a package. What are the features of this NumPy? NumPy means numerical Python. Okay, it deals with n-dimensional arrays. Let us see the features of the NumPy. First feature is very powerful. You can create n-dimensional arrays object using NumPy, like 1D array, 2D array, 3D array, so on. You can create. And also, you can do scientific calculations like linear algebra, Fourier transformation, random number capability. All these things are available using NumPy. You can do scientific calculations also. Now, let us see how to create arrays using NumPy. Let us see it. Just wait for 1 second. Okay, see here. See, syntax. Okay, 1D array, one-dimensional array. Okay, one-dimensional array. This is an example for one-dimensional array. 10, 20, 30, 40. Only one row with multiple columns. Okay, index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. Now see how to create this one-dimensional array, which contains only single row and multiple columns. Now see, syntax, array name, variable name equal to array. You need to use array braces. Inside that, you need to provide all the elements must be specified in open square bracket and close square bracket separated by commas. Once again, see what is the syntax of array? Array name, some variable name. Take any variable. Variable name equal to array. Array, next, close open braces. Inside that, all the elements must be specified. All the elements must be specified in open what is this, open square bracket and close square bracket. Next to comma, you can give type. Type is optional, like int, float, string, like that. This is optional. Okay, once again, see what is the syntax. See, this is the syntax of array. Now let us see example. See the example. See the example. From NumPy, see here, you need to import NumPy. Okay, 1 second. Just wait for 1 second. Okay, see. See how to create it. First, you need to import NumPy, right? How to import NumPy is a package. Remember, NumPy is a package. You need to import that into your program. See the first statement. From NumPy import star. Okay. First you need to provide this statement. You have to import this package. Okay. From NumPy package import star. From NumPy import star. Okay. This is the first statement. Next, see this statement. A equal to array of, here I am creating 1, 2, 3. Array 1, 2, 3. Index starts from 0, 1, 2. Once again, say how to create array. Array name, here this A is a variable, okay, A is a variable. Array name A equal to array. Here you need to use array, okay. Open bracket, and next open square bracket and close square bracket. Inside this you need to provide elements. This is how you are going to create arrays in Python. Now let us see some of the examples, okay. Is it clear, students? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So please practice it. Next one. See the examples. Here I am going to create an array. I am going to print it. See, from NumPy, see the example 1. From NumPy, import star from NumPy. This is the package, okay. You need to import it from NumPy, import star. Next, I am creating array A equal to array in open bracket, close bracket. Again, you need to specify open square bracket, close square bracket. Inside that, you need to specify some elements, okay. Like this, I am giving A equal to array, open brackets, 1, 2, 3, something like this, okay. This is how you are going to create arrays. Now see print A, okay. Print A. Print A means it is printing the array. Print A, it is printing the array. Next, see another example. Here you can specify like this also, okay. See here, A equal to array. Here I am giving floating point numbers 1.1, 1.2. Actually, if you do like this, see, if you create like this and you are printing, it will print 1.1, 1.2. But here, see here what I have given. Here I have given comma int. I have specified type here, okay. Here I have specified type. Here 1.1 and 1.2 are not displayed like that, okay. Here only integers values will be displayed, okay. 1.1 fractional part will not be displayed because here you have specified int. That means only integers. It will take only integers. But here you have given 1.1 and 1.2, okay. But also it will take only integer part 1, okay. See here 1. See the output. It displayed 1. But you have created 1.1. You have given 1.1 and 1.2 in array. Here you have specified int. So it took only integer part. Fractional part is truncated. Only 1. Array contains only 1. See, this is an optional. No need to provide int. If you are giving integers, no need to provide int. If you are giving float, no need to provide float. If you are giving strings, no need to provide strings. Type. I'm talking about type. Okay. No need to provide any type. That is optional. See, if you are providing type, see the example 2. If you are providing like this, then whatever you are giving, if you are giving integers, it will be taken as integers. If you are giving float, it will be taken as integers only because you are giving only int. You are specifying here type. Next example. See the next example. Next, see here what I am doing. Next example, A equal to array of, here I am providing floating point, integers 1, 2. Array, I am creating array with elements 1, 2, comma, here I am specifying type like float. I am specifying type like float. What is the type here? I am specifying float. That means This array will be created using floating point numbers. This integer 1 and 2 will be converted into float like 1.0, 2.0 like that. Okay. You can provide type also. See the output. What is the output you got? Here you have created 1 comma 2, but what is the output you got? 1.2 point. Like this it will display floating point numbers. In this way, you are going to create arrays in Python. This is very easy. See, in NumPy, there are many predefined functions. You can perform the array operations very easily using this NumPy. No need to write some lengthy code like C language. Write C language and Java. No need to write some lengthy code. Within one statement, it will be completed. I will explain those also. Now see next example. Here I am creating an array. I'm creating an array with characters. Okay, I'm creating an array with characters. Just no need to specify any type. See this example for a equal to array. Inside that, just specify characters in single quotes. Okay, single quotes. Just a equal to array, open bracket, inside that open square bracket, close square bracket, inside that specify some characters. It's very simple. Okay, next. Now see, just wait. Now next one, a equal to see this next example. Here you are giving, I am passing strings. This is a string. This is a string. This is a string array. You are passing strings. Okay. A equal to array of a equal to array open bracket, close bracket. In that I am specifying Lavanya, comma, Susanna. Like this you have to create the array. Here I have given two strings, Lavanya and Susanna. String array. In this way you can create string array. See this example. See the output. I am printing A. So in this way, you can create an array with integers, floats, strings, and characters. No need to specify type. Remember, if you are specifying type means, if you are giving some another type means, it will be created into specified type given by you. Okay. Just once again see here how to provide type. Previous example. See here, previous example, you have provided some type, right? You can give this like this type also. If you are giving that type means, what you have specified into that specified type values will be converted. Remember that. Now, next. Now, let us see some of the operations, okay? Now, some of the operations, let us see some of the mathematical operations you can apply on arrays. How to do it? See A equal to, see the example 1. See the example 1. A equal to array of 1 comma 2. Here I have created an array containing element 1 comma 2, 1 and 2. Now see here, A plus 5. Okay, A plus 5. If you are providing addition operation, sorry, if you are applying addition operation like this, A plus 5. Now A is a variable. Okay, which variable? Array object. Okay, that contains this object A contains 1 and 2. Now, if you are performing addition operation like this, A plus 5, 5 will be added to each and every element in the array. What is the output you will get? A plus 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 5 plus 2, 7. Okay, see here. See the output. If you are performing addition operation, that element will be added to each and every element in the array. Now, same for same array. Just let us take same array. One, two. Now see A into 5. A into 5. If you are applying multiplication operation on this array, now this 5 will be multiplied with each and every element in the array. What is the output you will get? 5 into 1, 5. 5 into 2, 10. Okay, remember that. If you are performing operations, that will be applied using NumPy only. Without NumPy, it is not possible. Okay, next. Like that, you can apply the operations on the arrays. Now, see here, if you want to add, see, this is an array. 10, 20, 30. A. Next, B. B contains element 1, 2, 3. Now, if you want to add each and every element of the array A and B, it is very simple. Just give A plus B. Okay, A is an array, B is an array. A contains element 10, 20, 30. B contains element 1, 2, 3. If you want to add each and every element like this, 10 plus 1, 20 plus 2, 30 plus 3. If you want to do it, just use addition, apply addition operation A plus B. What the output you will get? See here. 10 plus 1, 11. You got 11. 20 plus 2, you got 22. 30 plus 3, you got 33. Okay. If you are applying addition operation on two arrays, so that time each and every element in both arrays will be added. Next. See, in the same, if you want to multiply, you can multiply A into B. Okay, A into B means 10 into 1. A contains A contains 10, 20, 30. This is an array A. B contains 1, 2, 3. A into B, that means 10 into 1, you will get 10. 20 into 2, you will get 40. 30 into 3, you will get 90. Okay. In this way, you can use these arithmetic operations. You can apply these arithmetic operations on arrays. Next one. Is it clear, students? Did you understand? Madhavendandi? Are you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How to create arrays? How to import NumPy? And how to do these mathematical calculations? How to apply arithmetic operations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us see some of the useful functions in NumPy. Let us see it. It's very easy. See, if you want to find length of the array, see the example 1. If you want to find length of the array, just use len function. Inside this len function, pass array variable name. What this len function will do? It will calculate number of elements and it will return that number. Okay, see here, I have created an array containing 3 elements, 10, 20, 30. Now you are using len function, len of a. len function. Inside this function, you are passing variable a. What is the variable a here? It is an array object containing element 10, 20, 30. How many number of elements are there? 3. So this len function will count number of elements and it will return it. So what is the output? Output you will get 3. N equal to len of a. Len, this function will count number of elements in the array a and it will return. Okay, now n variable contains 3. N equal to 3 because how many number of elements are there? 10, 20, 30. 3 elements. Once again, see how to write the program. This is very simple, right? In Python, it's very simple. Just use len function to find out the length of the array. Next, see here, if you want to sum, okay, see the next example. If you want to add each and every element in the array, see what is the array here? No need to use for loop, while loop, all those things. Is very easy. Now, if you want to add 10 plus 20 plus 30, if you want to add all the elements in the array, just use sum function. It is very easy. No need to use while loops, all those things. It's very easy. This sum function, what this sum function will do, it will add each and every element in the array and it will return the result. 10 plus 20 plus 30, what is the answer? 60. Now this sum function will return 60. 60 will be stored in result. That is what I am printing. So len function is used to calculate, used to find number of elements, okay, length of the array. Next, sum function, it is used to add each and every element in the array. Each and every element in the array, okay. Next. Next one, let us see next one. Now see here, if you want to find minimum element or maximum element from the array, just use the min function and max function. Okay, see here, I'm typing from numpy import star what is this? Okay, I'm sorry. In Windows, numpy will not work. I'm sorry. In Windows, numpy will not work. Okay, time is up. Okay, tomorrow let us see all those functions, predefined functions which you can use for arrays. See up to now what we have discussed. Once again, see up to now what we have discussed. How to create arrays. See, using numpy. How to create arrays using numpy. We have discussed about. First, we have discussed what is the difference between list and array. What is the difference between list and array? Anyone can answer? What is the difference between list and array? Anyone? What is the difference between list and array? See, please answer my question. What is the difference between list and array? నా చెప్పాను కదండి. What is the difference between list and array? List is also used to store multiple values and array is also used to store multiple values. Then why arrays? Anyone?
List it can be consist of elements belonging to different data.
Okay, very good. Yes. Array?
Arrays, it belongs to same data types.
Okay, very good. Next difference. Second difference. See, list execution speed will is when compared with array, list execution speed is slow. And array execution speed is high when compared with list. And also list will occupy more space when compared with array. This is the difference between list and array. This is what we have seen. Next, how to create arrays using NumPy. NumPy is a package. How to create arrays with NumPy. We have discussed it. And some of the examples we have discussed. And then mathematical operations. You can apply mathematical operations like addition, arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. Okay. See, a plus 5. That means 5 will be added to each and every element in the variable a. A into 5 means 5 will be multiplied with each and every element in variable array A. See, next one, A plus B, C equal to A plus B. Here, A is a variable object. Here, A is a array object, B is a array object. Now, A plus B means each and every each and every element in A will be added to each and every element. Okay, see. All the individual elements will be added. A into B means all the individual elements will be multiplied. Like that, you can apply the operations, arithmetic operations on the arrays. Next, we have discussed some of the useful functions like len function. What is the use of len function? It is used to find length of the array, number of elements in the array. Next, if you want to find sum of the individual elements in the array, just use sum function. No need to use while loop or for loop, all those things. Just use sum function. Next, some of the useful functions we will discuss in next class. Is it clear, students? Is the topic is clear for you? మా అర్థమైందండి